Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and today I'm going to play around with some items that we may use in the pack and may not. Now, I noticed in the comments that some people were a little aggravated, I guess, by the fact that we got all the way down to counting grams. And basically they said, in a nutshell, if you're counting grams, you've got a problem and you need to seek help, which is probably true. But let's put this in perspective. I noticed a 380 Airbus weighs about 1.25 million pounds, and I noticed watching on TV on one of the channels, the educational channels, where there was this one part they were putting in it, it was a webbing or something, and by using one material over another, they could save 300 pounds. So I took 300 pounds and divided it into the 617 ton, and found a percentage, and took that and compared that to a backpack with 5 pounds in it, is where I'm goofing around here. And it turns out that in relation, the two of them, percentage-wise, the 300 pounds in the Airbus would be equal in a 5-pound pack to compulsing over a half a gram, actually 0.4 of a gram. So I guess I'm not the only one. I'm in good company, because if they're compulsing over that small an amount, which isn't even not even 1/10 of a percent, then I'm in good company, because we're both looking for the lightest option possible. Okay, that having been said, one other thing that I need to straighten out is when I was doing the video and talking about bag filters, I wasn't dissing or running down the people that make the bag filters or the advertisements for them. They do exactly what they're advertised to do. And I think they're a pretty unique item, very simple and high-tech. The video was not pointed at those people. It was pointed at the people who are making videos to backpackers, ultralight backpackers, that you can use one of these filters to filter your water. That's the group of people that I targeted that video to. The people that were saying you could use one of these 1-micron biodiesel filters to filter your drinking water, and you'd be perfectly safe because it was 1 micron, when actually it's 1 to 100 microns. Those are the people that was pointed at, not the people that manufacture the filter bags. So I just want to straighten that out, because I did get an email from somebody that felt that I was pointing it towards the manufacturers, and I'm not. They make a great product and does exactly what they said. Okay, let's move on here. Today I've got some items in front of me that I think, bang for the buck weight-wise, are really, really good. And I'm going to start out with the most obvious, and that is these, what are they called? These Katahdin Micro-Pure water purification tablets. Very, very light, and they work fantastic. Could really get you out of a bad situation. And there's 4 of these in here with the package, and let's see what they weigh. The 4 of them with the package weighs 4.1 grams. So they basically, with the package, they weigh like 1 gram per tablet. That's a very high value item. That's 4 liters of water for 4 grams. Certified good water you can drink. Okay. Next thing, and this is comical, this is a box of about 48 to 50 waterproof matches, which, by the way, you can put this underwater for a week and they'll still light. They're amazing. But there is a drawback to these that I found out by experimenting with them. Although the matches, I don't think there's any water situation where they won't light right up. I mean, you can put these underwater, pull them right out, light them. They can still have droplets of water on them. But they're safety matches, and they'll only light with this little scratch pad right here. You can't light them on anything else. I haven't found anything else I'll light on. Certainly nothing you'd find out in the wild. And the box is not waterproof. If you get this box wet or even put it in a damp, it gets all soft and collapses, and all the grit comes off of this. It's no good to you. So this is not that good an idea for that reason. I mean, fantastic matches, but so this, take these with you, and you get in a bad situation, take them out, and they're a little damp, you're done. So, this is a little tin container, little steel container. And I put duct tape around it so you can see it easily. And I've actually taken a piece of duct tape and wrapped it around the outer edge, which basically, for all intent and purposes, hermetically seals this to make it watertight. Now, inside of this is 2 of these scratch pads, hermetically sealed. One folded so that it can't touch the matches and put in, and another one taped to the top of the can. And they're both set so the matches can't touch them, the way I've got it packed. And there are 50 matches with varying lengths of the stick on the end piled in here. This is solid full of matches. This is 50 viable matches with 2 scratchers. Now that's bang for the buck. That's 50 lights, certified. It's got a can to keep the water out of it. The scratches are going to be good because they're hermetically sealed. And let's see what that weighs. Okay, this is a little heavy. It's 17.2 grams, but I still think that could be a very valuable item if you got in a bad situation. Carry that right in your pocket anytime. Very good idea. Okay, now I had some Spectra cord a while ago, and Redwood Outdoors chimed in and said definitely he would carry it in his pack. Cordage, it's good for shoelaces, it's good for repairing a pack. He listed off a dozen things, clothesline, just a million and one things you can use it for. So, I agree. But instead of the larger piece I had, I went to a 1.5 millimeter Z-Pack Z-line. I used some of it. This is about 30 feet left. This was 50 feet. It's like 30 feet of this left. I believe the tensile strength, what this will support, is up to maybe over 600 pounds. Fantastic stuff. Just the right size for repairing a damaged pack, or a little small for shoelaces, but it definitely would work. Great for clothesline. And as Shug had in a video a while back, it's even good for tying 2 trees together if you're in an area where the trees are too small for hammocking. Let's see what that weighs. That weighs 12.1 grams. I would carry that. I think that's definitely worth it. Okay, here's a good one. This is a light. Now, this has been setting for a while. It has a crank on it. No batteries. And you can crank it. And, unless you break the crank handle off, and it's pretty well made, you will always have light. And no worrying about the batteries running down or anything. As long as you're willing to crank on it, you'll always have light. And that's something I think a person could carry this as a primary source of light versus a photon or some of these other small ones. And it's a little bit heavy, but you don't have to carry batteries. So what does this weigh? It weighs 19.1 grams. I think that's carryable. That's 2/3 of an ounce. It's actually as light as my Petzl E-Light, and like I say, you got indefinite light. The light's not as good as the E-Light, but definitely worth thinking about. Okay, here's my personal favorite. Here's a micro bottle it's full of 4% chlorine bleach. Now these bleaches vary from one to the other, but this particular 4% will work to make water safe to drink. It'll sterilize it. You simply have to put 4 drops, 3 or 4 drops, probably, I think 3, but I'd probably go with 4 drops per liter. Put the lid on, shake it up, and let it set for a half an hour. Take the lid off, and you should be able to smell a little chlorine in it. If you can smell chlorine in it, you're in. Now, if you don't like the chlorinated taste, you can leave the lid off for a while, and the chlorine will evaporate out of it. Or you can also pour it from one container to another, back and forth, and that will remove the chlorine. Now, this one little bottle, I checked, it has 150 plus drops in it. So, that's like 40 liters of water you can treat with this. And look at it. Now on the downside, I have found by filling one of these up and leaving it in my pack for like a year that when I took it out, the chlorine was gone. So it will evaporate off. This isn't something you put in your pack and just leave it there forever. If I was going to go out, I would refill this before I went out. Cost? Basically nothing. Does the same thing as these. I'm not sure it does everything these does, but for general purpose, out in the wild, away from civilization, I think it'd work just fine. A lot of people, that's what they use. And price is nothing. These are like $3 a pop. So, that was my favorite of all of them. And stuff to think about. So I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike. Take a friend. Enjoy the great outdoors. And more important than anything, try to be nice, leave no trace, and have a really great day. Bye-bye.